All right, if Matthew Stafford does leave this season, retirement, release, trade, however it goes, should the Lions consider getting a bridge quarterback, and should one of those bridge quarterbacks be Dwayne Haskins or Josh Rosen? Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. It's your boy CJ Goodfield, Mercy Sports Talk. We back, and or is everybody comfortable saying, let's say we do get a top pick, 3 or 4 or 5, you end up with Trey Lance, you end up with Trevor Lawrence, you end up with Justin Fields or some other top blue chip quarterback. Should we get a bridge quarterback as far as Rosen, Haskins to kind of, battle with them? Who knows if COVID will ramp back up or ramp down and not be here anymore, or we find a vaccine or cure. I know the whole narrative is to plug and play now. You number 1 overall pick. Baker sat on the bench for a few games. He was plugged in. If you were a top pick, Justin Herbert, Tyrod Taylor got injured, he was plugged in. Joe Burrow started from day one without the whole training camp and all of that. So my thing is, should the Lions go ahead and plug in Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, or Justin Fields or somebody else? My whole thing is I'm not sure Trey Lance is ready to plug and play. Haven't really did a lot of homework on him. I think Carson Wentz plugged and played out of North Dakota State, but I'm not sure. But I'm always about safety first. And my whole thing is I think they should, get a bridge quarterback or a solid backup quarterback. Chase Daniels is not sufficient enough. You need somebody that started something, or, maybe they draft 2 quarterbacks. The Redskins did it with Kirk Cousins and RG3. But, I won't mind picking up Dwayne Haskins, and the rookie can battle him out. But at the same time, let's say the Lions bring back the same old line. They bring back at least Quintez Cephas, TJ Hawkinson, Jesse James, and Kenny Galladay. Do you still, pretty much let them plug and play? I mean, you got a number 1 receiver. You got a top, tight end, couple tight ends. You still got a good back in Swift that'll be a year better. Still got a good slot receiver, Quintez Cephas. Do you let them go ahead and rock out? Maybe so. But then again, Rosen can't be ignored. Dwayne Haskins can't be ignored. You can't never have too many good quarterbacks. And if, they done with Haskins and he didn't get a fair shake, or in a scenario where you don't get a top quarterback. Let's say you end up picking a quarterback in the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th round, and you end up picking one of those quarterbacks and you're not sure you sold on them like that. Maybe a Dodd, maybe a Colin Kaepernick and Jimmy Garoppolo, and they may not necessarily be ready to plug and play. Do you look at a scenario where you bring Haskins or Rosen in and basically let them be the bridge to that quarterback? Because one thing we know for sure is that, the Lions may not get a top 3 or 4 or 5 pick next year. They're not going to fire Matt Patricia. Let's say they end up losing some games. They win 1 game now, and then down the stretch they get hot. We know Stafford and this team plays really, really well when there's no expectations. They call better plays, execute plays better. Let's say we get down the stretch where, we probably got 3 more games to go, and they win the 3 games, and they go 5 and 11, or they go 4 and 12, and now we on the outside looking in. We in the 4th, we in the 5th, we in the 6th spot instead of being in the top 3, and we just miss out on one of those blue chip quarterbacks we wanted. Then you got to look at the situation, say, okay, we draft one at 5, or we draft one next round. We may not be pretty much sold on them. It could be a Jordan Love would need to be developed. Do you look to bring a Rosen or Haskins in? It's the question. Or do you convince Matthew Stafford to stay 1 more year? That's kind of, something that you could be dealing with. So you got to keep all your options open. Even this year at the trade deadline. Can you get Haskins for a 2nd or a 3rd? Try it. He learned behind Stafford for a year. Next year, they come in with a new regime, and they get it popping. Maybe he might be a good quarterback. I mean, as soon as he stepped through the Lions' door, he got better weapons than he had in Washington. He might not have a defensive line, but, he got the tight end better than what they got at Washington. He got a number 1 in Kenny Galladay. You got a DeAndre Swift. You got some guys here that can get the work done, and then you add a few weapons next year for him. Then it may work. But I think it makes the most sense if you don't get the top quarterback that you want next year. It makes the most sense if that's the situation. But I just think you can never be too comfortable. The Lions never valued backup quarterback, at least when they got rid of Sean Hill. After that, Matthew Stafford had no competition behind him. And they really didn't like Sean Hill backing him up because Fans like how Sean Hill force-fed Calvin Johnson. He would throw it to Calvin Johnson regardless. Matthew Stafford like to spread it around. So I do think some of the deficiencies has always been there with Matthew Stafford. You know what I'm saying? They've been there. You know, not utilizing tight ends. That's him. You know what I'm saying? You know, not abusing the target. That's him. You know, even with Calvin Johnson here, he didn't abuse Calvin Johnson till we got down two or three touchdowns. You know? So, you know, at the end of the day, I think people going to put a premium on a mobile quarterback. So you're looking at Fields, you're looking at Lance, Trevor Lawrence. Some people don't think Trevor Lawrence athletic. You should look at the national championship game versus Ohio State. Would he have like a 60, 70-yard run? And Ohio State got some of the best speed in the country. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is the top three quarterbacks that could come out next year, let somebody else come out and out the blue. A lot of people like Joe Milton. You know what I'm saying? In Michigan, we'll see what he can do October 24th and moving forward. But I think a mobile quarterback is the Lions order, and people say, well, the Lions need a black quarterback. Some people say the Lions are like black quarterback. Oh, they had their fair share. We had our fair share. Andre Ware, Rodney Peete, Charlie Batch. We got him. We have black quarterbacks, and I think a mobile quarterback might be the answer. That's what the league is going to. The whole NFC, almost the whole NFC is filled with mobile quarterbacks. You know, you got Trubisky, Rodgers, Wentz, Dak, Wilson, Murray. I mean, you keep going on. It's on a few statues. Daniel Jones pretty mobile. It's a few statues in there. Brady, Ryan, even Rodgers is mobile. Kirk Cousins is a statue. But the league is pretty much going towards the mobile quarterback. But I think it's worth the risk, especially with Dwayne Haskins, to call and offer something over there to get him. You know, apparently they done with him. He didn't even have a bad game versus the Ravens. It's just that black quarterbacks get a short leash, and I think a second chance in Detroit to do them so well, especially if we don't step up and get a number one pick. But this is my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. Should the Lions consider getting a bridge quarterback for the rookie next year? If they take a rookie next year, wouldn't be surprised if they ripped up Stafford contract and gave him another $100 million guaranteed deal. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I think it's worth the risk because with this team, unless she obliterated right now and do a fire sale, this team is not probably going to be in the top 2 or 3 or 4 picks next year. They're going to win some meaningless games down the stretch. They don't believe in tanking either, so we'll see, man. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Just share the video, hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. But my Cash App is CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget, check out the backup channel, More to See Sports Talk 2.0, just in case something happened to the channel. Also, check out my other sports, music, news, entertainment channel, movie reviews, everything right here on YouTube, Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time we gone.